The Meteorological Department is now warning that due to already high water levels in some rivers and other water retention areas, it is likely that the ongoing rains may cause flooding over flood plains and other areas which are not well drained. The department is warning that mudslides and landslides are also likely to occur on hilly areas. Well, the Met says that heavy rainfall of more than 30 millimetres has been experienced across the country within the last 24 hours. Well, let's delve deeper on this issue, and we're now joined live by Venant Ndigila. He is the manager of the Disaster Preparedness and Response at the Kenya Red Cross to give us a situational update. Thanks very much for joining us, Venant. It doesn't look good, the outlook. First and foremost, tell us which counties are the most affected.
Yeah, thank you, Sweetie. And it's quite true. Yes, the situation now is looking dire as we continue. The rains have been here for some time. Our soils are more saturated, and we have so far rains almost in most part of the country, but 15 counties have reported some significant effects. But 7 of them have recorded severe impacts with related effects. And this is mostly in West Kenya, around Migori, Homa Bay, Kisumu, Busia. We have also seen severe effects in Baringo and also here in Nairobi County.
Paint a picture of what exactly is happening. We have, of course, some footage that we'll bring up in a moment of the situation. But in terms of displacement, when it comes to residents and also cattle as well, and any loss of lives?
Now, the rains have come in a very enhanced manner. Most of the areas have received above average rains with a lot of destruction of infrastructure, and basically at least 6,800 families are now homeless because they have either been marooned, their houses have been destroyed, or they have been made inhabitable one way or the other. And then we have recorded some livestock which have been washed away. And as at now, we are also we have recorded more than 4,400 acres of land which has been submerged, and the situation has also become worse because most of the people, especially in the rural areas, they are not able to access the life essential services. This is including medical facilities, including markets to buy essential goods. And also, there are a number of schools which have not been able to open for the third term because either the schools have been submerged, marooned, or the access to the schools has been cut off. So we are seeing again, most people who have been affected are more of the most vulnerable, people who cannot afford alternative shelter, people who have of low income status, and they're very much in need of basic support in order to continue with life.
And how are these communities and people being helped? What is the Kenya Red Cross doing, for example, to alleviate the challenging situation?
So very quickly, our teams in the field have come in. Immediately we receive the information. We have tried to send out early warning or other alert messages. We have released over 19 million SMS to the high-risk areas to warn the people that they need to at least move to safer areas. And then from there, of course, a big number have not been able to move for one reason or the other. So we have come in to support them in terms of evacuation, and also we are forced to some extent to do some search and rescue for people who have been washed away. And then from there, we set up temporary camps for those who have been fully displaced and support them with temporary shelter materials and household items. And then we start offering the other related services, including hygiene promotion, health services, and also, most importantly, psychosocial support, because The impact has had a lot of mental health impacts, and we are then needed to support them so that they can be able to stabilize in that new situation, as we also continue to seek further support to ensure that they can at least live a dignified life in that displacement situation.
Right, and while the footage we're seeing is devastating, high flooding situations, and also, like you said, cattle being washed away as well. This isn't something new. A lot of the time when the rains pound down at certain times of the year, we do anticipate flooding. What are some of the preventative measures that can be taken to alleviate the situation going forward?
Yeah, rains will come, and they'll come again in very big intensities. And we have seen, because of the infrastructure, because of the settlements, they continue having these effects. And we are also seeing some of the enhanced infrastructural development constructions which are ongoing. They have interrupted the water routes one way or the other. And then we get new river routes, which maybe pass into settlements. It is very important, first of all, for the population at least to have information, to know what is coming. First of all, it's very important to consider the forecast and the warnings given by the Kenya Meteorological Services. And then from there, it is important also to have some basic plans, especially at family level, in terms of assessing the risks in terms of where they are settling, and try to seek alternative areas where they can stay for briefly. But most importantly is to have information around the rains, when are the rains expected, which areas are likely to receive more rains, and basically how to get safer, how to move to safer ground. And we set up a line, 1199. We are inviting all people who they doubt whether they are in risk areas or not, they are not sure, they can call 1199 and they can get information about this kind of disaster.
All right, very useful. Thanks so much for that update, Venant, from the Red Cross. Much appreciated.